We couldn't progress on that peace because one part of the Arab world resolutely remained against us, and that's, who's that? Class? The Palestinians. The Palestinians clung to the original opposition to Israel, that basically you do not recognize a Jewish state, the Jewish state, in any boundary, in any form. Israel has to be annihilated. Israel has to be excised like a tumor. That was their position, and that was and remains the principal obstacle to a Palestinian-Israeli peace, the persistent Palestinian opposition to a Jewish state in any form, in any boundary. So the idea that you'll create a Palestinian state and that will produce peace, I'm saying this for the ambassadors who are here, all of you know this. The idea is folly, nothing more than folly. We just tried a Palestinian state in Gaza. You saw what that brought, right? So we are absolutely clear on that. And there the Americans said, don't go in. Don't go in. And if you go in, we'll put an arms embargo on you. And I said to President Biden, look, I respect you. You're the President of the United States. Please respect me. I'm the Prime Minister of the one and only Jewish state. We are going in. And the Secretary of State Blinken came in a few days later, and he said, the President is serious? I said, I know he's serious. He's going to do it. I know. He's already done it. And he said, so what do you say? I said, Tony, we will fight with our fingernails if we have to. And we did. But we had more than fingernails. I said in the cabinet that the weapons will take care of themselves. We'll fight with what we have. But we will not survive if Israel becomes a vassal state. We are not a vassal state. We're the independent state of the Jewish people, and we will do what we need to do to protect us. Iran began to be the potent Islamist force in the Middle East, and basically to replace the Arab world as the engine of attacks against Israel. They were committed to destroy Israel for a simple reason. They're committed, first of all, to conquering the Middle East. And they identified Israel correctly as the only real force that stands in their way locally in the region, because no one else is fighting Iran. The only ones who are willing to fight Iran and are fighting Iran is us. The only ones who are keeping the Middle East in place, as opposed to collapsing before Iranian aggression, is us. We have a president in Washington who's committed, as he says, and as he said to me many times, including just recently, we can't allow Iran to have nuclear weapons. And I said, I absolutely believe that, devoted a good chunk of my life to prevent that. But there are two ways to do it. One is to get a deal that would prevent them from doing that by dismantling their nuclear infrastructure. You have to dismantle their nuclear infrastructure. And that means not that they will not enrich uranium, but that they will not have the capacity to enrich uranium, which means you destroy the centrifuges, you remove, of course, the nuclear material that is already enriched, and there are a few other things that you have to do, but that's the crux of it. The real deal that works is a deal which removes Iran's capacity to enrich uranium for nuclear weapons. Option 4 was targeted at the missile and ballistic missile storage main stock that Nasrallah had built over the years in private homes, because he was relying on the fact that we would not attack private homes. And he was right, we didn't over the years. But we set a goal for the army, attack these homes, but get the population out. And they came back 48 hours later with a brilliant plan, brilliant plan. They commandeered Lebanese television and radio. Can you imagine? This is the IDF telling you, if you're a resident of, leave. Because they had a missile in every garage and a rocket in every kitchen. And they would open the roof, and out it comes, and so on. And that was done. So in 6-7 hours, we destroyed the bulk, not all, but the bulk of the main weapons directed against us that Nasrallah had built over 30 years.